If you didn't make it to the Parade of Homes either in Salt Lake County or Utah County this year, today I'm not going to just show you a house tour. I'm going to talk about some of the trends I saw. Not great trends either in some cases, but I love to go to the Parade of Homes to see what is happening and what kind of decorating and finishes builders are starting to use. So let's jump right into it. Okay, so the first thing that you really notice with new homes now that are being built or remodeled, and this is kind of one and two together, is textures. A lot of textured materials being used throughout the house, including a huge comeback of wallpaper. And some of those wallpapers, a lot of those wallpapers are textured wallpapers. Now, the thing I always tell people with textured tile in bathrooms is even on shower walls, you tend to get a lot of film built up on like the waves in the tile, even if they're on the wall because of soap, whether it's shampoo that gets splashed on there or body soap or whatever. So you have to be kind of careful with those textured walls and just know they usually have more maintenance. But I absolutely love the textured wallpaper that you see in some of the houses right now. It just elevates it. Now, some of the wallpaper was not my style. We'll just leave it at that. But I mean, you're seeing wallpaper over entire bedrooms, on entire walls, 3 walls. So wallpaper is really coming back. And aside from tile with textures, when you see the walls, you know, like brick on the walls, wood on the walls, things like that, some of it is beautiful work that is being done and very unique. So the other thing I noticed with this year's Parade of Homes in Salt Lake and Utah County is there's a lot of headboards coming back in bedrooms, but not just normal headboards am I talking about. They were a lot of those, but also very unique things on the wall to make it pop and look like a headboard or some sort of a statement piece on the wall where the head of the bed goes. And you'll see here in these videos, some of them are beautiful work of art, in my opinion. I love them. And you'll even see some of them with the textured wallpaper that I just talked about. But those types of trends really seem to be coming back this year in the Parade of Homes. Number 4 that I really took note of between these two Parade of Homes is there are some really bold colors and finishes, especially in the Utah County Parade of Homes. And you'll see in some of these videos, you know, some of them are the dark colors, which, you know, is very in right now with designers and things like that, you know, the blacks, the dark blues, the greens, but I'm talking about some very unique finishes. So some of the bathrooms, and I'm not going to call out anyone in particular. So with overlapping video, it may not be specific to that particular scenario, but there were some that I just looked at it and thought, what are they thinking? These are so different that it's going to be very hard in a year or two. Somebody's probably going to hate it, or when they go to resell, it's going to be so out of style. And it's very expensive to redo some of this work that you see in these houses because of the tile and the tear out and all of that. So great being innovative and bold in some cases, but in some cases, I think it went a little bit too far with things that could not be easily changed. Number 5 was a lot of shiplap type materials on walls. And maybe it wasn't a whole shiplap look, but just wood trim, wood accents throughout a house. There was one that I saw in Utah County that was absolutely beautiful with some of the wood. And with homes that have vaulted ceilings, you're seeing more wood trim in the ceiling than just straight drywall, just to make that ceiling pop. So you see a lot of wood accents being used again. And like I said, shiplap. Now, some of the shiplap in the bedrooms, like you'll see there's a pink room that it's all painted pink. So it still has the shiplap wood look, but it's colored to go with the room. Number 6, the spaces for, we'll just say, extracurricular activities, whether they're indoor or outdoor. Things like gyms, saunas, pools, just crazy amounts of extracurricular type activities that were just amazing in some cases. I saw quite a few cold plunges either outside on decks or in the house. So really kind of focusing on entertainment and things like that, but also health and wellness throughout the parade of homes. You have a zip line. It starts there. It ends over there with 2 swings, which is by the gym. And then of course, gotta have your tennis court up there. Number 7, I am partial to the Utah County Parade of Homes versus the Salt Lake County Parade of Homes this year. One of the reasons is the Utah County Parade of Homes just had a lot more grand, nicely finished homes. Now, some of the homes were spectacular that I could never afford personally, you know, like $5 million houses. One of them, the closet was just a dream, and it deserved its own spot on my Instagram reel just for this closet. But I noticed that a lot of the finishes and time seem to be more prevalent and evident in the Utah County Parade of Homes than the Salt Lake County Parade of Homes. Now, if you're not in the market for a multi-million-dollar house, then you would prefer to probably look at the Salt Lake County Parade of Homes. You know, like I spent time looking out in West Jordan and looking at homes that are more in line with what clients are looking for, but you can't help but love the Utah County Parade of Homes this year. So I hope you enjoyed this kind of overview of houses in Utah County and Salt Lake County, the high points of the Parade of Homes, and honestly kind of the low points of some of the trends I personally did not like. If you're looking at new construction home, this is a great video because it shows you kind of where the trends are at right now here in Utah. If you're looking at making a real estate move, I'd love to connect with you. Shoot me a text or give me a call. That is the best way to reach me. But as always, make it a great day.